Good morning out there in the DFS community. It's Vaughn, the Stat Man, coming into your YouTube airwaves, and welcome to the Stat Room. Doing this wonderful day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before I get into this video on FanDuel / DraftKings strategy for MLB, let me introduce myself, guys. I am Vaughn the Statman. You can follow me on Twitter at Vaughn the Statman. And guys, check out the website, vaughnthestatman.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so first and foremost, if you are new to DFS, the first thing you have to understand is what are the different contests and what does all of the acronyms mean, what does all the words mean, and what kind of contest are you in, and so forth and so forth. Second, you want to know what platform is best for you, FanDuel, DraftKings, or Yahoo. And you need to understand the different contests, guys. So first and foremost, let me go through some basic terminology for people if this is your first time and you're new to playing DFS. DFS stands for Daily Fantasy Strategy. That's what I consider it is, as Daily Fantasy Strategy, which means each day you have a different strategy to try to win. It's not like when you're in those year-long leagues where you pick your players and that's it. You can have a new roster every day. All right, next. First, I'm going to go through the FanDuel platform. When it comes to FanDuel and DraftKings, I prefer FanDuel over DraftKings because FanDuel, I like the one pitcher format, and I also like the utility spot, which means you can get 2 catchers, you can have 4 outfielders. There's sometimes where I want 2 first basemen. I love that feature. Now, DraftKings, a lot of the players, they're slated in 2 different positions, but there is no utility position. And DraftKings is great if you like the 2-pitcher approach. FanDuel, you pick a pitcher, a catcher / first baseman, second base, third base. Let's just go through one real quick, guys. We'll just look at first. Before we do that, let's look at the different types of games. You have tournaments. Tournaments are typically the GPP games, and GPP stands for Guaranteed Prize Pool. Those are the games where you could win $20,000 if you place first, or $100,000, and so forth and so forth. Then you have a beat the score. The beat the score basically is you have to get higher than a certain score. I'm not a fan of that game. I don't even play those games. Then you have the multipliers, guys. If you want to look at some multiplier contests, multipliers are games like the double ups, the triple ups, quintuple ups, and so forth and so forth. Now, the head-to-heads are my favorite contest. I personally like to go up against one person because I believe that I could beat one person 85% of the time. And what I love is with the head-to-heads, because I've had a lot of people ask me, does FanDuel create bots? Bots are robotic accounts that they just add every time a player does something good. They add that one on the roster, and then at the end of the night they'll have a lineup that has all of the best players. I don't know if they do. I don't know if they don't. But the way FanDuel and DraftKings works is they take 10% off the top. Meaning if you play a head-to-head and you play a $1 head-to-head, you typically win 80 cents. They take 20 cents. So as soon as the game locks, they get their profit. So FanDuel is like the casino. They win no matter if you win or lose. They pretty much don't care. They just need you to play so they can get their 10%. That's how it works. All right, the next contest is the 3 to 100 player contest. If you want to play FanDuel or DraftKings, you want to play these kind of contests, especially on FanDuel, because it's only 100 players, and in these contests, the top 13 cash. So basically, 87 people will not win any money. So this is another one where your risk is kind of high, but it's a little bit better than an unlimited entry GPP. Unlimited entry GPP, guys, let me just say this. Let me go back. If you go to the tournaments, let me show you. This is an unlimited entry GPP where you see $5.55. If you click on this game, you look at the prizes. First place is $20,000, but let's scroll all the way down. You have to be $4,950 and you don't even double your money. So your odds of getting that is lower than your odds on a head-to-head. I played 200 unlimited entry GPPs and I doubled my money 30% of the time. I won more than $40 10% of the time, and I won more than $100 5% of the time. And I won $1,000 three times out of 200, just to be honest with you guys. So this is a very, very high risk game. Myself, when I play fantasy, guys, I play it like it's the stock market. And sometimes your stocks is up, sometimes your stocks is down. I like the head to head. So what I do is, let's say I'm playing $10. I'm going to play $8 worth of head to heads. I'll play a $5, a $2, and a $1 head to head. And then I'll play one single entry. And I always run the same line. And then I create a second line, and I don't run that in anything. I'll just have my second line. And my second line is the second players that I liked. So my main players, I put them in one line. Then my second favorite players at each position, I put that in a second line, and I don't run my second line. And sometimes the second line does better, but most of the times your initial instincts work the best. So then you have the 50-50 contest, guys. And those contests are cool. You know, you have the top 50% win. So that's cool. But if you look at it, you don't win. It's the same win structure as the head-to-heads. The head-to-heads, you don't double your money. You win 80%. So if you play $1, you win 80 cents. The same with the 50-50s. So I say if you're going to double your money, go to double ups. Don't waste your time on this contest. All right, guys. And next, before you really get engaged into this, you have to decide whether or not you are a guy who's playing for fun or if you're trying to build a bankroll. And bankroll management is key. What I like to do is the rule of 3. What that means is you play 3 days. Let's say you won 2, lose 1, then take a day off. So if you play 2, take a day off. To play 2, lose 1, take a day off. If you ever have a losing streak of more than 2 days, so if you lose 3 straight days, take 2 days off. Completely step away from it. It's not going anywhere. You're not going to go and get the $1 million contest because you took a day off. So if you lost 3 straight days, take 2 days off to recharge your batteries. But I like to do the head-to-heads, and I do what's called the 80-20. And that means I do 80% of my contests will be in head-to-heads, double ups, and 20% will be in the GPPs. All right, guys, so next, you need to find a way to get help. To win DFS by yourself is very hard. So find someone that you trust, someone with integrity. Like with me, I do a top players list, and that list to me is the leader in DFS. Sometimes people use my list and they have better lines than me, but find someone. There's a lot of people who have great information. Find someone you trust and get help, because DFS is hard. You got a lot of skilled people like me, and there's hundreds of skilled people. So if you by yourself, you probably gonna lose the majority of the time. All right, so that's it for FanDuel, guys. Now it's time for me to show the different contests on DraftKings. This far, ladies and gentlemen, now let's go in and get into DraftKings strategies for MLB. All right, so DraftKings, you have the classic mode. That's the basic contest. And if you go in your classic mode, you can look at the different contests. You have on the top right, you could have your entry fee button. You got the size, the start time. These are your GPP contests here. If you look, these are GPP. These are single entries. Now, I love single entry. Now, if I'm playing on DraftKings, I'm only doing single entry because it's so hard to cash on DraftKings. Let me show you what I mean by why it's so hard. All right, when you look at the way that their contests are set up, you have 2 pitchers, 1 catcher, a first base, second base, third base, shortstop, and 2 outfielders. The thing about this platform is if you have one of your pitchers that does not go off, you will not win. So it's already hard enough to find 1 pitcher, but now to have to find 2 pitchers, now that's a plus and a minus. The good thing is that 50% of the field is going to have a good pitcher, bad pitcher, because DraftKings really priced the pitchers extremely high. Let me show you what I mean. All right, Scherzer is one of the best pitchers in the league. He's $12,000. If you get Scherzer in the hill, you can't even create a lineup. You won't even have enough money to create a lineup. So then you got all of these other pitchers: Flattery, Lear, Samaja. You have Lester, Peters, you have Sampson, and Kikuchi. So you have to decipher which two pitchers you want to use. Then with your catcher, you look at your catchers, you pick your catcher. But when it comes to DraftKings, guys, I like to stick to the single entries only. I only do single entries and also head-to-heads. All right, guys, so let's go back and I'm gonna show one more different kind of contest. All right, now let's close the classic. Now the showdown games are typically when it's just one game, and let's go on one real quick. If you play the showdown game, you have your crown position, then you have 5 utility positions. This is a great game if you did extensive research and you kind of know like the hitters you want. This is a good game to do that. All right, now last you got your tiers. I'm not really a big fan of the tiers. So that's basically it, guys. And then last but not least, you need to know when to take a break, guys, because fantasy is not something you want to do every day. And also, the last thing I'm going to leave you with, this might be the most important piece of advice you might receive tonight. Once you create your lineups, do not change them unless a player is a late game scratch. If you change your lineup, you will lose 85% of the time. So my saying is set it and forget it. And guys, make sure you're writing down what you're doing every day. How you gonna get better just winging it? If you want to do this for real, you gotta take it serious. All right, guys. Hey everybody, this is Vaughn the Stat Man, and I just wanted to send a positive word out to everybody. I know that everybody that's watching this video, you want to be better people, you want to grow, you want to expand, and I know you want to be successful. But ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. It doesn't happen overnight. You have to have patience, you have to have persistence, and you got to be dedicated. You have to really go at it 100%. And you have to just take a leap of faith, ladies and gentlemen. Take chances. You're going to make mistakes, but make them big. If you don't jump, you'll never have success, ladies and gentlemen. And success is something that we all can obtain. You have to see a goal. You write it down, because then it put the onus on you to make something happen. So ladies and gentlemen, just stay focused and you'll obtain all that you desire. Love you guys.